Well, good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. We're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Okay, I'm going to detail the home page. Okay, not initially. I posted this announcement today relative to the virtual connected degree and transfer day. You might want to look into that if that applies to you. Okay. And concerning our class tonight, okay, we should complete assignment number 1, line types and scales, right? By adding the annotation and adding the final lines for the title block and the logo and all of that. Okay, and of course, previous to this, I sent out a recording of our last class, which was held on the 27th. So hopefully everybody got a chance to view that if need be. All right, so let's get right into it again. Okay, let me do a new share here. Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing again for a second so I can go do this. Okay, all right. Oh, but before I do that, I want to go back to D2L. So let me, okay. So I want to go back to the home page here, okay. And I want to go to content, pardon me. Okay, I want to go to learning materials, weeks 1 and 2. And I want to look at the sample drawing. Okay, for assignment number 1. So I'm going to scroll down here. Where is it? There it is, sample drawing. Okay, let's look at that together, that PDF. Okay, so see if I can minimize this. There we go, thank you, appreciate it. All right, so now, as we look at the sample drawing together, this is what your final drawing should look like. So we see that tonight we need to add all of this annotation, right? Yeah. You can use this as a model for the annotation that's required, okay? And of course, I know you have been practicing your lettering style, your particular lettering style, so I know that it's good, all right? Let me ask you a question. What lead type do we use for lettering? Anybody? What lead type do we use for lettering?
H.
H. Okay, cool. All right. All right. So I want you to make reference again to the sample drawing as needed. Okay. So now let's stop sharing. Okay, good. So now I'm back at my board here. Okay. All right. Okay, let me see just a little bit more. Okay. All right. Okay, let me adjust it this way. Okay, so let's see what are we going to do first? Okay, let me get this straight. Straighter. There we go. Well, I had it perfect initially. Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're gonna go back to the beginning, and now we're going to start with the lettering with the line type exercise. I'm working on getting this like I want it. Thank you. There we go. All right. So So let's get our H laid out, okay? 0.2 millimeter, okay? All right. The point of the lead should be, in terms of extension, right? If I had it extracted to that length, that's much too long for drafting purposes. So I'm going to reiterate that we want to get it, we want to retract it. So it's about 3/8 of an inch, okay? It's good. And you don't need a fine point for lettering, but I do want you to keep the lettering sharpened, the lead sharpened to a medium kind of like sharpness, okay? All right. So now we're going to start with the lettering exercise, start with the lettering for the line type exercise, that is, okay? So now we have to write the word borderline, okay, on the first line, and then 0.7H on the second line, okay? And by this time we should have all of our guidelines for our text completed, right? So let's start with the borderline and add this text and just keep going, okay? Now please make reference to your lettering style, so you are mimicking it precisely, okay? Using your H lead. And I'm going to give a little tip here. Since I have like naturally sweaty palms, what I do when I'm lettering, I take a separate piece of paper like this, okay? And then, because I have to place my hand on the surface of my drawing, but I have a separate piece of paper like this, and I place that down. I place my palm there, and then I start lettering that way, so that my sweaty palms are not coming in contact with the surface of the belly. All right, so that's a little tip if you like me. Okay, so just go ahead and start lettering. Any questions about that? None? Okay. Remember to use your lettering style, your best lettering ever. If it's extended, it should look like extended. If it's triangle, it should look like a triangle. Okay, why don't you abbreviate the word line as LN? Would that help you?
Yeah, that'll help a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, cool. You're probably using the extended style, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so that it's a little wider than the normal. Okay.
Mr. W.
I'm just going to repeat that. If you're kind of finishing up with the line type exercise, just move to the scale exercise and continue to add the annotation.
Hey, Mr. W. You add in the 1, 2, 3, 4 guidelines too?
Absolutely. So let's go back to that. Okay. So now you already have these guidelines here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just go ahead and add the text.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Yep. Add the numbers and the fractions. So when you're lettering, do not let your lead get too dull, because then that will make your lettering too thick and weight. Okay, so try to keep a medium kind of like sharpness to the point of the lead, please. Of course, as we finish the annotation for the scale exercise, then we're going to move to the main title of the marble floor pattern, and you're going to add this text in, right? Okay. The actual assignment number or drawing number is 1, okay? And the sheet number, which is the sheet that you're drawing on, is BD-1, just to make sure you all understand that, BD-1, okay? And then you're gonna add marble floor as a 1/4 inch high text, and then scale, colon, just like it is here, scale, colon, 1 inch equals 1 foot dash 0 inches. Just like it shows in the sample drawing. There we go. Okay, after you have added the text here, in particular, marble floor, right? Right? Then what I want you to do is to take the circle, okay, turn it into a secondary line, right? You're using your 2H lead, okay? And now that you have the text here, then you can draw the line which bisects a circle, right? You can draw this line here as a secondary line now, and you can end it at the text like this. Now that you have the text drawn, okay? So you can end this horizontal line here at the text. Again, the circle and the line should be a secondary line. Just like all these others up here. Secondary line. Okay, then we're going to move in terms of annotation. We're going to move to the title block. Okay, we're going to move to the title block. And we're going to add, of course, scale, colon, as noted. Okay. Date, colon, and you're going to put today's date in this format right here. Okay. All right. And then you're going to put join by, okay. And professionally, you always put your initials. So you're going to put your initials here, okay. Okay. Now we're going to move to a question was asked about the logo. The college logo. We're going to do that last. Okay. After we darken in the lines of the title block using border lines. Okay. So now we're here. Okay. So this is sort of a long title, right? We know that the height of the text is 1/4 of an inch. So here's what I just did a little trick here. Okay, if you can see it here, right here it is right here. I just took I made some 1/4 inch high guidelines, okay, and I actually wrote in the drawing title, line type. Oh, I forgot. It should be types, right? Types. Yep. So make sure you add the S in there because I forgot the S. Okay, line types and scales. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it back a little bit like this. Okay, like this. Okay. I mean, you don't have to do this, but so then I kind of place that now. If you can see that good, I kind of place that above the 1/4 inch high guidelines here in the title block. Okay, and then so I can kind of judge where I need to start. Okay, good. So I need to start the L right about there. Okay, right about there, relative to my lettering style, and then line types plural and scales would be visually centered. And you can do the same thing for the actual course title. AET 123, you can do the same thing, okay? Or if you can judge it visually, you can do it that way as well, okay? So we see that the drawing title is line types and scales. And then it's quite obvious when you get to the last box. You're going to write in this text, both being 1/8 of an inch in height, right? Drawing number, and drawing number is VD-1. Okay? And with that, we will have completed the annotation for this assignment.
Mr. Williams,
Yes,
I just had a question.
yes.
So I don't know if it's just me, but I don't know if I'm just taking my time, but I guess I'm just like really slow on the
That's
lettering.
fine. No,
So
that's good. I think you're being very deliberate, and you have to be with lettering. So if you're taking your time and your lettering is wonderful, doesn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
actually on the scale. I'm still working on the scale exercise.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Everybody's still working on the scale exercise. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm moving forward too fast, I guess. Okay.
Okay, I was just double checking because I felt like maybe I was just really slow.
No, it's okay. I'll go back and repeat some things. Okay. So now I realize that most people are working on the scale exercise. I'll take it from there. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, once you have finished all of the annotation, all of it, including the title block, okay, here's what we're going to do next. I want you to make reference to this, title block PDF. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to lay out the college logo using, we're going to use construction lines first, and then we're going to turn those construction lines into secondary lines, okay? So now, you're going to need your 45-degree triangle to do this, okay? And if you can see the instructions here, it's telling you, of course, that these squares are on 45 degrees, an angle of 45 degrees. They are a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch square using your full-size scale. And the distance between the squares is 1/16, okay? So initially what you're going to do, using construction lines and your 45-degree triangle, you are going to come over here, okay? And get everything tight here, good. You're going to do a very, very light construction line here. And my square is a little off, but I'm not going to worry about that. Just a little off, okay? Okay, so that's how you're going to start, okay? Good. And then the rest is like, you know. Then the space between those squares is what? It's 1/16. So you're going to take that, if you can see that, okay? If you can see that, and you just going to interpolate between 1/16 right here, 1/16. Okay, so I just took that line, and I bisected it by half of 1/16, kind of like visually. Okay. Okay, so now I can draw that line in. It's not quite, just get it right. Okay, I can draw that line in. Get it, and then I can draw this line here. Okay, let's try to get it some some minute dimensions here. That looks pretty good, okay. All right, so you see what I'm doing, right? Good. So same thing over here. Over here, just take that 1/16 and kind of like have it bisect that line. Give myself 2 reference points. That's gonna be pretty good right there. I'm pretty good right there. Close enough. All right. So we get that line in there like that, and then we're gonna get this line in here. Oops, no, that's not quite right. We want to get this line in here like this. Cool. Don't like that line right there that I just made. So I'm gonna, where's my erasing sheet? Here it is. Okay. So I'm just going to erase that line out here so I can make it better. But you got the gist of it. Okay, good. Let me make this line a little better. Okay. Good. So I can deal with that. That's good. All right. So now all I gotta do is make these squares 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So I'm gonna come over here. Where am I? Right there. 1/4 of an inch, full size scale. Also in this direction down here, 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Almost there. Good. It's almost there with it. Okay, so 1/4 of an inch in this direction. 1/4 of an inch there. 1/4 of an inch right there. Cool. Alrighty. So now I can just draw these lines here in. Okay, so now as you can see now, I have my 4 squares, 1/4 of an inch, with 1/16 in between them, okay? And all I can do now is turn these into nice secondary lines. You're still using your 2H lid, secondary lines. We should all know what a secondary line looks like now in terms of weight and value, okay? Yeah, please keep the logo as secondary lines, please. I know some of you may still be working on the college logo, okay? But I want to show you the last thing that we're going to do for this drawing, okay? Okay, the last thing. If you could just watch me for a second, okay? What we're about to do now, we're about to turn all of the lines of the title block, okay? Okay, including this line, oh, pardon me, including this line and this line. People tend to forget these two lines. But all the lines of the title block are now going to become border lines, okay? This line, this line, this line, this line, okay? This line, this line, this line, and of course the perimeter. All right. So now we know what a borderline looks like right here. Okay. This is why we saved it for last, because it is a primary line and it's a fairly thick line. Okay. So excuse me for 1 second. Let me close this door. Okay. So of course, since it is a primary line, let me come down here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to start down here with it right here. Good. Slide over just a little bit. Okay. All right. So since it is a primary line, we know that we're going to be using our 2mm H lead. Okay. And I'm going to sharpen it a little here. I don't want it to be too sharp. So I'm going to extend it here and sharpen it a little. And I'm just going to make these ones at the bottom. Okay. So I already know what, I have an example of what the thickness of the borderline should be. So that shouldn't be an issue. Okay. I'm just going to draw the plan of this. Cool. So now I'm going to start down here. Start down here. And I'm going to turn this line here to a borderline. Of course, I got to bear down, okay, because I want it to be dark. And that's almost the right thickness. So I'm just going to slide it down just a tad more, right? Because I want it to be a little thicker than what it is right now. Move it down just a little bit more. Good, I can do with that. Right? So in terms of line hierarchy, the borderline should be the darkest line on this assignment. Okay, so you see how I've done that. That
Hey,
one.
Mr. W.
Yes.
On the title block, that last block to the right, what's on top of BD-1? I didn't get that.
Okay, let me.
It's like DWG something.
Okay, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
That's the abbreviation for drawing. DWG.
And then
Drawing number. Drawing number.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're still dealing with these borderlines for the title block. Okay, and I'm going to do these because people tend to forget these, so I'm going to do these right now. Okay, I'm going to do this vertical one. Okay, let's get it in there. Okay, good. Okay, go over it again. Bearing down pretty good. It's almost has the right thickness. I'm going to slide it over a little bit. Okay, try to get it right. Okay, I'm still rolling this pencil between my fingers. Okay, I can deal with that. I'll let it stay just like that. Cool. All right, so now I'm gonna do this one. Bear down pretty good. Over it again. Move my triangle to get me a little bit more thickness in there. Go over it again. Go over it one more time. Bring down pretty good. Looking at it, looks pretty good. Okay, where's my brush? I need to brush away my residue right here because it is a primary line. Okay, so I'm gonna move up to here. here, and I'm going to do this one, this horizontal one. Good. I like the way that looks. Good. They're looking fairly uniform, so I'm gonna go up here. Here. Do this horizontal one. Hold it again. Move it down a little bit, get the thickness. Good. The point of my lead is sort of a medium, has a medium sharpness. So, but I don't want it to get too dull though. So I'm going to sharpen. I'm going to sharpen it again. Okay, good. Sharpen it again. Okay, retract it. Okay, cool. But you see the difference I'm talking about, right? With the border lines. Okay, so I'm gonna move this all the way up here. See if I can get it without too much trouble. Okay, yep, there it is. So now I can do these two top horizontal ones. Okay. Do those. Let's do this one. And I mean, we track this a little bit. There we go. So now I'm going to do this one. Bear down, go over it again. Okay, move it down a little bit, get my thickness. I kind of made that one kind of heavy, but it'll still work. No, it matches that pretty good. So, not too bad. Okay, let's just do the top one. Okay, good. All right, it's matching pretty good. All right, so now I just need to do the longer line. So now I'm going to switch to my 3060. Okay, now I'm gonna come back down here because this would allow me to do a longer line. Okay. Okay, this will allow me to do a longer line. Let's get everything nice and tight so my lines are vertical. That must have been a little crazy at the top. Must have been a little crazy at the top. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I can move it up now. So I can see it all. Okay, so I got 2. Okay. Okay. I have a little issue right here that I want to clean up that I don't like. So that's why I have my erasing shield. Okay. That's why I have my erasing shield. I want to clean this up right here. I don't like that. That's clean. That was clean enough for me. Yeah. Yeah, I can deal with that. Cool. So come back down here, work on this one here. I see why that moves because of the other leverage that I have. That's moving. We're over here on the end. I'm not gonna move it. Cool. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see what I've done right there. Cool. Sorry about that. Like this. There we go. Right. See what I did there? Good. You're pretty uniform. Okay. Have a little issue right here. I need like this and see it clean up a little bit. Okay. Clean this up a little bit. I don't like this right here. Okay, clean that up a little bit. Good. Okay, so now I can.
Hey, Mr. W.
Yes.
We do the lines for the line types too, the sides. The vertical lines on the side of the line type. The like pillar thingies.
Oh, okay. I'm not following you. Okay, hold on. Let me see what.
The sides of the
Here's a sample drawing. What are we talking about?
Don't do that, because
the sides of the line types.
the water just running.
Okay, line types right here, right? The sides.
So you don't darken them. The line type
Oh,
sides.
you mean these lines here?
Yeah.
No. Look at the sample drawing. No, those lines are not darkened.
All right. Thank you. That's my only question.
Okay. Okay. Have to do a little cleanup there at the top. It's not bad, okay? It's not bad. Okay. I'm used to working with a straight edge, not a T-square, but I'll make it work. Okay, cool. All right. So let's see if we can look at the total thing here now. Basically, let's get a little bit higher. Okay. Okay, so as you can see now, I have made all of the lines of the title block nice border lines, right? So yours should be looking like this. Well, probably better than me, but should be approaching this, okay? Okay, and that's the last thing we're gonna do relative to lines for this assignment. All right, it is 7:59. Here's what we're going to do, okay? I'm going to have you submit this to me on Wednesday, so we can kind of do it together, okay? Wednesday. But in the meantime, I need you to make a folder. I need you to make a folder on whatever directory that's relative to your PC, okay, or whatever you're working on, okay? Are you gonna make a folder? If you haven't already, you're gonna call that folder AET 123 drawings. Let's call it drawings. On whatever directory that you choose, okay? Because we're going to be saving all of our PDFs that we're going to make on Wednesday. We're going to save it to this folder, okay? Any questions? No questions? All right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. We are officially finished for this evening. You guys have worked hard. So there being no questions, I will see you on Wednesday, okay?
All right, thank you.
Have a good one.
Sir.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.